Hi, I'm Abby, and today I have a topic that came to me in the night, and I had a very odd series of dreams. And the dreams were not particularly, they were, I don't know how to describe them, but the after I woke up and I was contemplating everything that I dreamt about, which this would be an alien experience. This wouldn't be a human or spirit. See, I'm having a hard time knowing how to share this correctly because it's not like it's new to me. It would be a new thing to me. It's not something I've contemplated over years of time and studied it and tried to make sense of it. This is something that I've just become aware of, that is a new thought to me, so it is hard to know how to share it correctly. So this is the new thought. What was an alien species creates human beings on this planet? We're just gonna go with the storyline, and I'm not saying that this is the truth or this is how mankind was created. This is just a storyline to help comprehend and understand creation and understand what society is here. So we have Ken, we have Barbie, and Ken and Barbie, we are 5-year-old girl, and we have Ken and Barbie home, and we play with Ken and Barbie and try to comprehend ourselves, and we create a world where they live in, where they can be happy, right? Now try to morph this into a reality where you have an alien species who creates a real Ken and a real Barbie, and creates it creates a reality for them to explore their own identities in it itself. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? To think about creating your own species of beings and putting them on a planet and then allowing them to explore their own universe. See, souls enter into the physical realm to expand and become something more. Souls gravitate towards experience. Doesn't matter how the creations were made, if they were made in a laboratory or if they were actually made through a cycle of what we would consider trillions of years of creation. It doesn't matter. You can't put a year on creation. It doesn't matter. You have a soul, you have a spirit. A spirit inhabits a spirit inhabits a physical form, so it can comprehend itself. It can comprehend the infinite wisdom. It can comprehend the infinite reflection of all. So you have an alien species that creates beings and then puts them on a planet so they can explore and understand. Well, the dream that I had to do with actually an infiltration of my dreams to create illusionary experiences to interpret how I interact with my own fears. The entire dream was a series of creating fear-based events to see how I would interact with the fear-based event. And every single time, once I had to discover the illusion of the deception of creating something that wasn't a natural dream, it would alter, the dream sequence would alter and a cycle to a new dream sequence. And because I was in what was a dream, I was playing along with it like you do in a dream. I seemed to have some sort of awareness because I kept acknowledging that in the dream, but it wasn't enough that it would wake me up or anything like that. And when I came through the dream, there was a lot of indication about time too. And throughout the dream, I kept having these messed up time experiences where I was aware of what time it was in the dream. And then these series of events would cycle through, and every time I would have sort of a discovery, then it would alter its dream sequence, and then I would see that no time had actually passed in the dream, just to see how I would react to that. And I kept thinking about the little blue men group, and because they've been so adamant about what is time, and so adamant about other things in my life, which would even include relationships with people. And actually sort of having a positive or a negative reaction towards interactions that's taking place. And I don't understand their existence. I don't, in my life, I don't really understand our relationship. I don't, that is not my, I'm not here to try to understand every single odd thing that takes place in my life. I find human beings and the structure of society to be far more hard to digest than an alien being that I can't understand. That is easier for me to digest than society. That is how bad it is here. That is how horrible it is here. So when I woke up, I was interacting with them, talking to them about my dream and talking to them about what their purpose was in creating a fear-based dream for me. That is not what unconditionally loving alien beings do. And that's when I developed this odd-awareness about this is an alternate perspective on creation and society and everything. This is an alternate perspective. I'm not saying this is the reason or the perspective to have. This is just me sharing ideas. This is me sharing ideas. This isn't something I had had an answer. I hadn't been thinking about this up until this literally like an hour ago. So anyway, I was having this interaction with them and talking about society, and they were sharing what was, I'm going to try my darndest to help you know what it was. So what would be, you learn from facing your fears. You actually grow as we grow as a species when we face our fears. We actually grow as human beings. So for me, for instance, to be able to have gone through everything I've been through, to be the speaker with you today, to have gone through so many things alone because I've had nobody to understand me, and I have had to only myself to comprehend myself in a world that it didn't make any sense to me. That's a lot of nightmare for somebody. And so I had to interact with a spirit world that doesn't exist, right? Because you can't see it. So I have to find some means to try to understand my reality. So you have to find somewhere to go. So my whole life has been constant cycle of trying to face fears, trying to overcome the self, literally trying to overcome my own psychology as a human being. Evaluating all human beings around me to try to comprehend the psychology of our species, even constantly absorbed in what is the psychology of behavior, interaction, and overcoming fear. The fear that is the ultimate part of coming to this planet, is how far can you go as a soul to face your fears. That was what the discussion was about. You imagine creating a race, a species, putting them on a planet and watching them evolve over, let's just say 100,000 years. Let's just throw out 100,000 years. And you are pushing their evolution through creating a fear-based society. You create a fear-based society as the ultimate means to evolve a species out of a cycle of a lower vibration. So once the species can choose to see itself clearly in a fear-based society, now the species can transcend to a higher dimension of awareness. So you actually infiltrate the species to become afraid of itself, to become afraid of others, to become afraid of everything. And then you watch that species over a cycle of, let's just say, 100,000 years. Then you watch the species slowly get to a point where it chooses to not be afraid anymore. When your species that you create chooses to not be afraid anymore, now suddenly how proud of your species are you? How proud of Ken and Barbie are you when they stop trying to hurt each other, and they actually stop trying to be afraid? They stop trying all of these ways of creating a society that isn't helping them actually love, isn't helping them embrace each other anymore. It is creating hatred and reasons to fight all the time. But once that cycle of all these years comes to a point where Ken and Barbie are, I give up, I give up. I am so tired of this cycle of being afraid and fighting back all the time. I'm so tired. I give up. I just want to love now. I've learned my lesson. I just want to love now. Isn't that what is here? Isn't that the lesson that exists here? The ultimate, most profound lesson that exists here is souls incarnating to get to a point where we choose to stop fearing. Fearing is our natural instinctive behavior. Fear is so challenging that it keeps us locked into a fear-based world. That is how challenging it is to face our own fears. It is so hard that we just want to be like sheep and just stay where it's warm and cozy instead of stepping out there and actually facing the music, you know? I've had no choice. I have to keep facing the music, if only to expand and comprehend myself in a world that doesn't make sense to me. And now here I am, speaking out openly in videos, which is huge for somebody who keeps everything inside. It's very hard to share myself, very, very hard. And I get better at it. You can watch my first video and see how much I've changed over the course of what is only a few months. Because I am teaching myself, I am training myself to face my fears. So this dream that examined fear and examined time and my relationship with time, it was literally like a simulation that was training me or trying to understand me, trying to comprehend my relationship with fear. And then to come through and to acknowledge that I am not disturbed. I'm actually sort of, I still feel joy and happiness in my heart. Still feel joy and happiness to even explore my own fears through a simulation that was given to me, literally. That sounds really messed up. That sounds really strange. I shouldn't feel that way, right? But I don't feel anything negative about that. I actually feel joy in my heart about that. And enough joy that I actually share love and kindness with the Blue Men group, because they were the ones that created this simulation. If only to create awareness and understanding of what fear is and how to overcome fear. I don't know. This is just a point in my evolution. My soul is not on round 1. My soul is on round 2,972,000. This isn't, that is why I'm able to tolerate so much. It is hard when you don't have, the more lifetimes that you live, the more learning and wisdom and ideas you have to try and do it differently. You don't remember every single lifetime. You don't even remember some of them. You don't remember any of them, really. There's no memory. The memories are in your heart, in your behavior. That's where the memories lie, in the way you behave towards society and toward the people in your life. Those are the soul. Those are the past life memories. That is how you discover who and what you were previously. Is how you react to everything around you. When you can actually react and just stop and say, I love everything, even the nightmares, it says something about your soul, I'm not saying I got it all figured out, because I'm here to learn. I learn every day. We all learn every single day. Life itself is a simulation. Life itself is. What is our dense physical reality is an illusionary world. It is a simulation for our soul, so our soul can expand and grow. Our soul came here because it wanted to expand and grow. It didn't come here so they can just smell the flowers all day long. I mean, that is the most beautiful part. That is what we all want. That is what we all live for. And we come here so we can face our fears. So we can be Ken and Barbie, and we can cycle through 100,000 years of hatred and annihilation. And some of these terms of the cycle, we actually lived in beautiful, joyful societies. But life happens and change happens, and then then it goes through another cycle again. It is okay. The cycles you see based on what is a physical perception. As a soul, As a soul, you see as another learning opportunity. You see as awesome learning opportunity. Not that it's, this learning opportunity exists in Greece in, 900 BC or something weird like that. That is another learning opportunity. And we see this as in my physical mind. I say, I am so sick of these learning opportunities on planet Earth. I need Mother Earth to heal. I need human beings to stop behaving this way. If they can please do this for me, please love each other, please. That way, when the next time that we are all reborn, next lifetime, we can love life. We can actually smell the flowers, have the time to do that, and embrace each other in sexual, romantic, joyful, blissful, transcendent experiences. We can heal each other because that is what comes naturally to us. We can interact with the earth, and we can interact with beings and other planets. We can actually travel the stars, not by actually going there in an alien spaceship. You don't have to go anywhere to see the universe. You can actually just go there, and you're, through the portal of your third eye, and through your heart, through a joyful desire to do that. You can actually leave your body and go while you are still a part of a physical incarnation. You can explore the universe. This is what I want to do. So this is my video. This is me trying to understand an odd thing that took place. And that is all I have to say. I actually have been up since 3 a.m. this morning. And I finally decided to get up at 4. And now must be, 4:45 or something. I might have to go back to bed because even I can see I'm tired. But I can't stand, I actually have this issue where I can't stand sleeping because I can't, there's several things that I have a hard time with. This is actually a soul thing. Like, not every body you inhabit needs sleep. And so because I'm so wanting to be doing stuff all the time, I can't stand that I actually have to go to sleep. I'm like a kid that it's their bedtime, and so if I'm actually okay to go to bed at night because I'm usually so exhausted. But then I keep waking up all night long because I'm constantly like, is it time to get up yet? Can I get up yet? Is it time to get up yet? See, I have this issue. I need to learn how to love just relaxation. I don't know how to. I just feel like I have a million things to do. When I was sick over those 2 weeks, my body was forcing me to try to accept relaxation. It was hard. See the challenges we all see? That is hard for me to stop and relax. It's very hard for me to do that. I have to learn how to do that. And for me to talk about very risque things is easy. But for me to face what is very difficult fears for others is not a fear for me. It is just an annoyance for me to have to slow down, an annoyance for me to have to sleep 8 hours. And I need it, but I just can't help it. I'm excited to be alive. I just want to keep being involved in the world. So this is one thing. I gotta work on that. Anyway, this is my video, and I hope you found it interesting and maybe inspired some new perspectives. This is not me telling you that this is the way that it is, that this is where mankind comes from. I'm just giving you an idea of what is a fear-based, just a story. It is just a story, and just an opportunity to use a story to see differently, to see and understand what is reincarnation in a cycle here over 100,000 years, and that it is time now for Ken and Barbie to just give up. Just give up. Just stop trying to find new ways of building and building and building on what it has not been working. Just give up and let it go. Just literally let it go. We don't need money anymore. It is okay. We can let it go now. It is one of the biggest tools of deception is money. Money has no heartbeat. Money has no DNA strand. Money has no personality. Money is not love or hate. It is a symbol of value. And it is corrupt. Creates levels in society. It creates ego. It creates our robotic world where human beings are afraid to love each other. That is what money creates. It's time. Step away and let it go. See? Anyway, I'm done. That's all. Thank you for watching my video.